It is the 200 level, Mike Carpenter in the basement studio on a, Tuesday evening, approaching 9 o'clock in Illinois, leading by 13 at halftime in a top 15 matchup at the State Farm Center against Texas Tech. We are here for a second half reaction podcast. We did one of these last Friday during the Florida Gulf Coast game to kind of get our bearings about us and get ready for the big game that was tonight. And what can you say? This is really encouraging and really fun. And I think it's for a multitude of reasons, not the least of which I want to start with the defense. The offense is good. They're on pace to score 90 points against a very good defense. So that's great. And we're going to get to the individual players so far. And listen, there's a lot of game left, and Texas Tech is a very good team. So this thing is anything but over. But one reason I feel very confident as I start this podcast, the defense. And I was texting with Trevor and Isaac trying to figure out what is it about the defense that makes them more effective thus far. And I know that's one half against a Power 4 quality team, but what is it? And I kind of agree with Trevor's assessment. I said the size, the overall team size probably helps. When you got like an Andrej Stojakovic, who, by the way, has looked great defensively, who's 6'7", 6'6", somewhere in between. But it's the size. And then Trevor just said, maybe is it less schematic and more engaged and active? And the other thing that I thought of was that they are handsy without picking up fouls. They're getting in passing lanes. They're really making it difficult for Texas Tech to make passes and to catch passes. Think of all the travels that we've seen from Texas Tech. Those don't happen unless there is a body right up against the offensive player, disrupting the movement that they want to make, making them take one extra step that they didn't plan on taking. That doesn't happen last year. It didn't happen last year. Again, game 3, first half of game 3. But you're seeing things defensively. Sometimes, God, isn't it just a mindset thing? And that's why last year could be so maddening when they weren't playing good defense. Just think, guys, have a little bit more, urgency out there on that side of the ball. And thus far, we've seen that even from the younger guys. So I wanted to start with the defense. We're going to talk plenty about what we've seen team-wise, individual performances, as well as we get in the second half here, which is about to get underway on FS1. For those that are maybe following along at home at the same time, I'm watching on Hulu Live, so I'm streaming it, not cable, which means I'm probably a few seconds behind those that are watching it on cable. And I will let you know when we are directly underway here. But just a really impressive first half from Illinois, 20 points off 8 turnovers. Now, Illinois had 8 turnovers themselves, so they weren't always that clean. And I think Kylan Boswell probably tried to do a little too much in that half. But they did a good job getting back on defense and making stops. So Illinois with a very strong first half. After giving up a 7-0 lead, we are underway in the second half, and Texas Tech will start with the ball. So Illinois back to their starting 5, including Jake Davis, who's been quiet at the 3. Probably the last time that he's going to start, considering how Stojakovic is playing. And Toppin gets a little hook shot to make an 11-point game, 19:45 to go. Now, Toppin does have some points, but you were not allowing him to do so with maximum efficiency. I saw at one point he was 5 for 11 from the field. For someone that shoots around the rim, you'll take that. And now what is he? Maybe 6 for 13 or something like that, with a few turnovers as well. Illinois offensively, here's David Merkovich. He pump fakes the 3. He drives it in. Great body control. Layup is up and good. Let's see if he can get back, because right now it looks like Texas Tech has numbers, but he does get back. And it's a 13-point lead again for Illinois with 19-10 to go. Merkovich, 9 points on 4 of 8 shooting. Now, I had this, before a game like this, you have a few predictions, and there's another take for Toppin, who brings back within 11. I thought if Merkovich and Wagler look as if they did in the first 2 games, you would win this game and cover. And so far, here's Merkovich 3. It's up. It is not even close. Wagler gets the board, though, and he's going to try to draw a foul, but he does not get it drawn. And he's got to kick it out, and it's going to be off of his legs. Darn it. Back to Texas Tech. Overall, I think Merkovich and Wagler have looked mostly like themselves. Merkovich, not the most efficient offensive performance. Bad take there. He's 4 for 9 from the field now. Wagler, maybe not the most explosive offensive performance, but he looks like he belongs. He looks comfortable. I think, the thing that I said with my friend Andrew in a text today was it's the pace with which he plays that belies his age. And Steve Smith used that word too today, pace. Now, Texas Tech back with the ball to maybe get it within single digits offensively. Pump fake a three, a drive, and a foul. No, Ibicic did not foul, but it will be good around the rim. So it's back to a 9-point Illinois lead. So 47-38 with 18-15 to go. Here's Boswell looking for Mirkovic. I don't think you'll wait too long to get Stojakovic back out there. And it's not because Jake Davis is doing anything wrong. It's that Stojakovic has looked very good out there. Wagler driving it to the rim. Wow. That length allowed him to make that shot. He took some contact too, but not worthy of a foul. But that's a big boy play right there. God, I like that kid. And, Will Riley comparisons are understandable given the length, given the haircut, the overall skinniness of him. But, man, Toppin, 3 for 3 this half. That is an All-American. But you got to contest a little bit harder than that and not let him get rolling. But it is still a 9-point Illinois lead. They've chipped into it a bit with 17:30 to go. Kylan picks up his dribble at the top of the key, gives it to Wagler. Wagler gets a pick left from Mirkovic. Little pick and roll action. Pump fake, no. Okay. Wagler's got to give it up to Jake Davis. Back to Wagler with 10 on the shot clock and 17-12 to go. He's trying to make something happen with Toppin on him. Oh, my God. He gets Toppin almost fall out of his shoes, and then he makes one from about the free throw line. I don't want to get too excited about this kid, but oh, my God. Okay, so back to an 11-point lead, but a three-pointer for Texas Tech is up and good, not contested. Illinois didn't get over on that. So it's an 8-point lead, and your 13-point lead has been cut into a decent amount here. So not great starts to the half for Illinois in either the first or the second. And you do see Ben Mirkovic about to check in for them. Mirkovic staying strong up and in. What great body control and one. Man. So offense is great. I mean, you're going to score a ton of points this year, and then the question is going to be defensively, can you be more consistent? Now, not a great start defensively this half because you've already given up, what was that, 10 points, I think, to Texas Tech. It was 45-33. Is that right? Or 47-34. I forget. But Texas Tech, about 10 points already this half. So that's not been strong in the first few minutes, but you did the same thing in the first, and I'm trying to think what was the switch that Illinois flipped to really get that thing going. Now, Mirkovic at the line with 16:35 to go. Trying to extend this back to an 11-point lead for Illinois. And it is up. It is no good, and it will be out of bounds. Illinois ball, it looks like. Yeah, Texas Tech can't corral it, so that's a break for Illinois. Hey, do me a favor for those that are in the chat thread, whether you're watching YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, comment along the way. As we go through this second half, we're just going to get those comments rolling. And that can be a macro observation of the game or something that you see live. It's fun to do these sometimes. And Mirkovic almost travels, but he does not. He gets it to Boswell. Back up top to Stojakovic. No, sorry, Wagler. Wagler getting the pick up top, finds Humrickhouse. Humrickhouse with 5 on the shot clock. Got a size advantage. I don't love that shot right there. Yeah, not great. 10-point Illinois lead. Can they get a stop defensively? Because they've yet to do so, I think, this half. 16:05 to go. Texas Tech with the ball. Boswell somehow got matched up with Toppin down low. And we got Mirkovic at the perimeter, but they do get the switch. That's good. With 10 on the shot clock, 15:50 to go. Texas Tech trying to make something happen. That's a shot from the elbow. It's up and good. You'll give him that shot because it was contested, but Texas Tech has yet to be stopped this half. So some leaky defense from Illinois to allow this 13-point lead to get down to 8. Here is Humrickhouse. Finds Wagler. Wagler going to try to take it, probably draw a foul if he can get it. He does not, and they don't call a foul. And Illinois doesn't get one on the break here, so this is going to be a 6-point game with 15:20. So that is 2 straight starts of the half where you've been outscored by 7. Now, fortunately, they spotted you a 13-point lead. But, yeah, we got a ball game now, and we got another foul on Texas Tech as we go to the break, and probably much needed for Illinois to reset a little bit. All right. 7 for 7 field goals on the half for Texas Tech. And as Big Tota says, not a great series there. And as Eric says, we need to get a stop. Yeah, well, we do. And They weathered the storm in the first half, and then they settled in defensively. Probably a very appropriate time for a timeout. But as we get to a timeout ourselves, got to remind you, the 200 level is brought to you by Hamilton Walkers in downtown Champaign. Steak, seafood, and spirits right in the heart of downtown Champaign for a pre- or post-game meal, for a date night, informal, formal dinners, you name it. Hamilton Walkers is a great spot, the best spot in Champaign, and we're really happy to have them on for a second year with us at the 200 level. Also, State Farm agent Brian Hansen online at brianismyguy.com. Life, auto, home, business renters, you name it. Brian is my guy, and he can be your guy as well at brianismyguy.com. Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing, your home's best friend. Give them a call at 217-841-4728 and join their maintenance program. No overtime or weekend fees and guaranteed same-day service. That's Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing. And finally, Owen Builders, LLC, online at owenbuildersllc.com. For your next home improvement project, check out a gallery of their work online at owenbuildersllc.com and get a free quote while you're there. Got to thank Champagne Showers Podcast Network and you, the listener and the viewer. For those that are watching, do me a favor, like, subscribe, follow, wherever you happen to be consuming this podcast in the second half. Did not go to the game tonight. You know, part of it was wanting to get a second half pod. Part of it was going to Chicago tomorrow to see Robert Plant. I got the Led Zeppelin flag behind me there, and I've not seen Robert Plant since I saw him and Jimmy Page back in 1997. So, you know, it's not going to be the most rockin' show. He's a little more folksy now, but wanted to be at home the night before that, pack, kind of get ready for it. And then, man, busy week because he's got a football game Saturday. And when you got a big basketball game, you sort of lose focus on the fact that, oh, right, it's football season, and you got 3 winnable games left. So, time for Illinois to regroup. Down to a 6-point game. You built that lead. That gave you a little bit of a cushion here. You'll get that offense going again, I would imagine. And as Bobo says, imagine that Andrej will be back on the court after the timeout. We'll see here once we get a camera shot of the court. But I would imagine, Bobo, he plays probably a good 12 of these last 15 minutes. You feel comfortable with someone like him that's played so much college basketball. And I think that not playing again until Friday against Colgate, you can empty the gas a little bit here. So probably get him for the next 5-6 minutes, give him a quick breather, get him back out there. Now, from Eric, let's build the lead back up. Eric, I was trying to think, how did Illinois do that? Spotting a 7-0 lead for Texas Tech and then really kind of settling in. Well, the biggest thing was they were much more disruptive on defense and causing turnovers, and that's yet to happen this half. JT Toppin starting to heat up, 4 for 4 from the field in this half for 8 points. So Wagler finds Merkovich. We got 15 on the shot clock with 15 to go in the game. Merkovich trying to back his defender down. He's getting into a bit of a corner, but he is not able to finish. And Illinois, though, Keaton Wagler is able to get the board and gets the foul. This kid does not play like a freshman, which is such a cliche thing to say. But he really does not. The way that he's able to use his body to draw foul after foul after foul. And he picks up one on JT Toppin, an All-American guy. The person I was concerned about in this game the most was a Keaton Wagler facing Texas Tech's bigger guards, at least more experienced and muscular, for lack of a better term. And Wagler, look at him. He's not the biggest guy. But what he lacks in muscle mass, he seems to make up for with just a general knowledge of how to use his body. So he makes his first free throw. Second one is up, and it is good. A really good game for him again tonight. So it's back to an 8-point lead and time to get your first stop of this half. Stojakovic is out there guarding the ball handler over the top of a pick and an easy dunk for Toppin. And Merkovich was a little bit late getting over there, and it was just, yeah. So we have yet to stop. That's 8 for 8 on possessions for Texas Tech this half. Keaton Wagler does not get that, and now it's a Texas Tech rebound, and numbers not quite. Stojakovic does a good job stopping the ball, and Illinois will set up their half-court defense and try yet again to get their first stop of the half. We are now 6 minutes almost into this half. They've yet to get a single stop. All right, 14:05. Here's Toppin. He drives it. It's up and good. No resistance. You're allowing him to get to a spot and just easily make it. From Eric, defense will win this game for the Illini. That or lose it, Eric. I don't know. But offensively, Illinois 4 for 9 from the field this half, so not being their most effective either. Kylan Boswell, that's not the shot you want. And we get a foul on Merkovich over the back. And I feel like you need to get Big Z back out there because you got to have more resistance against Toppin. I mean, at this point, you aren't going to stop him. So we see Merkovich still positioned on him 6 for 6 for 12 points this half. I understand he's an All-American, but what you don't want, and we say 9 for 9, you're right, Bobo, 9 for 9 for Tech from this half, but 6 of 6 for Toppin. So that's the bulk of it. And it's okay to let a guy get his to an extent, but this is approaching Trace Jackson Davis. If you recall, back in 2023, Trace Jackson Davis just got like 40, and this happened all game. Now, Big Z is back out there. Toppin is up and good. It is a 2-point game. Not good, guys. Texas Tech is 10 for 10 this half. Good thing he built that lead up. Now, Stojakovic, ball kind of stops here, and he does get fouled. And is that on Toppin? Now, was there any foul trouble associated with this? I don't really know. But, oof. Oh, boy. Eric, I've left you up there for quite a while. I'm sorry about that. Working my way through these StreamYard comments. Yeah. It's got to be better. And listen, I understand new defense, whatever the new defense may be. Stojakovic fadeaway is up, no good. These are harder shots for Illinois than what Texas Tech is getting. I wonder who they're going to give it to. 55-53 with 13 to go. Now somehow Kylan Boswell gets switched on to Toppin, and they get a foul away from the ball on Kylan Boswell. And boy, has this game shifted. And only 2 fouls on Toppin. Well, here's the thing. You were about, you were in this position 7 minutes in the first half. You had taken the lead by that point. Started to get stops. Right now, 3-point, pump fake. Texas Tech taking it to the rim and a foul on Big Z. This is going to be a chance for Texas Tech to take the lead. Guys, that is a 13-point lead evaporated in 7 minutes. So I come on here, I talk about the defense. If you believe in jinxes, there you go. Man. Well, if such a thing as halftime adjustments exist in basketball, it appears that Texas Tech made a few of them. What it is exactly, I am not a shrewd enough basketball mind to say. Now, the Bart Miller experience says they're attacking the screener. Where are the weak side cuts? Well, let's see. This is Stojakovic, open 3. Nope, not good. And we get a board for Keaton Wagler. He's going to try to take it up. And no, he kicks it back out to him. Rickhouse. And Illinois they need a bucket in the worst way. A bucket and a stop to just stop the bleeding at the moment and regroup a bit. Kylan trying to drive it up. No good, but he will go to the line and draw another foul on Texas Tech. But, man, to feel that good. And then all of a sudden, Texas Tech is 23-10 lead here in the second half. That is 23 points in 7.5 minutes. Okay. They are good, and they had a better second half in their last game, too. They were only up by, I think, 10. Collins missed a couple free throws. I don't think Collins had a good night. I don't think he has. He's playing sped up and not in control. That will get Kylan to, we're looking at 3 turnovers. He does have 12 points, but on 3 of 8 shooting, so it's not efficient. So it's someone trying to do too much. He makes the second to tie this up. So you got a point, but it is 56 all with 12:20 to go. All right, well, time to just, it's a game of runs, which is cliche as can be, but it is the absolute truth. And now Kylan somehow yet again is matched up one-on-one versus JT Toppin. I don't understand how this happened. And they're trying to feed him. Kylan's doing a good job fronting him. But right now he's not front. I don't know. He's battling down there. But a 3 for Texas Tech is no good. So you steal that possession. Thank goodness. I don't know how that happened, but good job by Kylan to avoid it getting into Toppin. Here's Big Z over to Jake Davis, back to Kylan with 15 on the shot clock, back to Jake Davis. And then here's him, Rickhouse, back to Boswell with 10 on the shot clock, setting a pick top right. Boswell looking for Jake Davis. And he draws the foul on the 3 as we go into a break. So much needed there. Hey, I would love to think that was just a crazy red-hot stretch for Texas Tech, and then you answer with one of your own, but that's been a pretty rough start to this half. You gave up a 13-point lead at home, and I don't care if they're number 1. You don't do that if you're a top 15 team. Now, we can also say it's early in the season, game 3, and this is a team learning their defense. Okay, fine, and that JT Toppin is All-American, fine, and that you're down Tommy Ivasic, fine. These things are all understood. And Mihailo Petrovic, which we'll see when he gets out there. But no, you got enough to win this game at home. And when you consider the non-conference games coming up, it is one that you should get. You should. If this were Texas Tech, I wouldn't predict a win. I'd say just, hey, have a good showing. Even if you lose by 5 or 6, you move on. It's sort of like the Tennessee game 2 years ago wasn't that bothersome. That Illinois team went on to the Elite Eight. The Tennessee performance in Knoxville was not anything that left you dispirited. It was just a team that was better than you at that time at home. And they also made the Elite Eight. I think lost to Purdue that year. But this is at home, 3rd game of the year. You want to have some really quality wins in your back pocket, and there's a decent chance that Texas Tech wins the Big 12. So when you got an opportunity like this, and this also goes to Brad Underwood, you lose this, and then you start thinking, are we ever going to win a big non-conference game at home? You got to build this home court advantage thing. And I say that, and you're thinking, well, that doesn't really have much of an effect if you win in March or not. Well, yes, he's got to win in March too. But I do think for a program that Brad Underwood has built here, that is certifiably top 15, but whether you argue that, but certainly top 20, okay? That's objective, and that's awesome. But for the sake of vibes, if you want to call it that, you got to win these games. You can't be dropping these games at home and pretend that you have a great home court advantage. Last year with some of the ones they dropped down the stretch, and then they won the Purdue game at the end of it. And that was a great crowd, and, I don't know if it made up for the Michigan State loss at home on Terrence Shannon night, but you beat you won UCLA, you beat Purdue, but you just have a few too many of these each year. And I guess my argument, if I'm trying to make one in this long-winded way, is that if you want to get where you want to get in March, seeding matters. And holding serve at home court with all the quality teams you're going to play would be, honestly, the difference between a 5 and a 3. This is a team capable of getting like a 3 seed. They are. But you lose a game like this, and you lose 1 or 2 games in the Big Ten that maybe, you were favored by a few points, and then they took it at the end from you. That matters. It does matter. I know it's November 11th, but this game will have an effect on seeding. Not necessarily negative. Because if you lose it, it's not going to drop you any seed line necessarily. But if you win it, it can move you up. And it could be one of those interchangeable things where Texas Tech has their year and you have your year, and it's kind of like a fine line between the two of you, between a 3 and a 4 or 3 and a 5. Well, you don't want to regret that early game at home where you gave up a 13-point lead. Now, Kylan's going to the line here, and we're the under 12 timeout, 3 shots. And you're starting to pile up some fouls on Texas Tech. They have 6 to your 3. I think in a way, despite you having a very high-flying offense thus far against lesser thans, it's time to muck it up a little bit and get to the line, and you got guys that can do that. Kylan is at the line. He makes his first. So back to a 1-point Illinois lead. From Bobo, that was the 3rd foul on Watts, who's the 2nd leading scorer tonight for Texas. That's big. You get him out probably until the 8th timeout. Kylan's 2nd free throw is up and good. And 3rd one coming up. 58-56 Illinois with 11:30 to go. All right, what's the lineup that we got up there? 3rd one up and good. Well done, Kylan. Drew the 3-point foul. Made all 3. Stojakovic, Merkovich, Jake Davis, Kylan Boswell, and Big Z are on the court for Illinois. 3 lead changes in this game, 4 ties. 13 is the largest lead. Illinois back up 3. A big defensive possession, but honestly, at this point, they all are. Kylan on JT Toppin again. So this actually seems like a purposeful choice, but way too easy as he works his way for yet another shot. He's yet to miss one in the second half. You aren't going to win this game if you're just trading buckets with JT Toppin. And if Merkovich is missing threes that badly. Texas Tech, chance to take the lead again. You stopped them once this half. There is 10:50 to go. I mean, what is this, Michigan State from last year? I know you got a new team, and Texas Tech is experienced, but come on. Groves' 3 is up and no good. Boswell, again, is fronting Toppin. I mean, I guess it's a purposeful choice. From Bobo, Illinois has made a field goal in over 5 minutes. Toda, yeah, Toppin appears unstoppable. I don't know, get a stop. Shit, man, it's basketball. Figure out a freaking way. You got a 7'2" guy. He's guarding Groves right now. And Illinois does get in the passing lane there. So you see a little shade for what you saw in the first half. They played that very well. Stojakovic going to drive it up, in, and 1. Big play. The potential to go up 4 here. Let's talk about Stojakovic tonight. You know, I think I kept my cool as that 13-point lead dissipated. Chance to go up 4, but Stojakovic looks great. And this is game 2 for him. He's not 100%. Is he 90%? I don't know. But man, he looks like a polished basketball player. And defensively, showing a lot more. I thought he was a scorer and he's got size, so he won't be a negative defensively. He's been a positive defensively tonight. From Big Toad, a good game to see how we handle getting punched in the mouth. Well, yeah, you're right. I mean, listen, in a weird way, Toda, I will take a win like this. Let's say you give up the 13-point lead. You face adversity in the second half, and you win by a possession or 2. I think there's more value in that than if you would have just had the 13-point lead, somehow kind of maintained it in the second half. I expected Texas Tech to make a run, not to that extent. But yes, if you can weather that and win this game, a tough game, presumably down the rest of this stretch here, there's a ton of value in that. From Jacob, we weren't going to lead coast to coast. Love that we aren't folding. Yeah, I mean, you got 2 stops of your last 4. Okay. So let's just kind of equalize this a little bit. You're seeing that they are battling through this. I mean, that wasn't just like a punch. That was like 5 haymakers in a row from Texas Tech. 13-point lead was big enough to let you withstand that and not give up the lead for more than that one brief moment. So, all right. Well, hello to everybody on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. Got about 275 amongst all of you. Do me a favor for those that are here. Like, follow, subscribe wherever you're watching or listening. And throw stuff in that chat thread as you react to the game. For those that are streaming along with us, I'm watching on Hulu Live, so we're probably a good 5 seconds behind cable. But, every now and then, if someone wants to give a little clue as to what's happening, if they're doing the radio podcast or radio broadcast or the cable version, throw it on in there. That's fine. But quick reset here. Illinois leading 61-58. Chance to go up 4 after the break here with Stojakovic at the line. Stojakovic, by the way, 12 points on 6 of 8 shooting. 1 board. Let's see. No turnovers. 1 block, 1 steal. No assist. He's a scorer. That's okay. He's your wing. And I think beginning Friday, you're probably going to see him starting. And Jake Davis coming off the bench. Jake Davis, ineffective tonight. 15 minutes, not even a shot taken. He's basically invisible on the stat sheet. Kind of, I think there was a Bobby Portis game in the NBA where he played like 30 minutes and literally 0, 0, 0, 0. So, David Merkovich, 11 points, but 5 of 13 from the field. So not an efficient night for him. Keaton Wagler, 10 and 4. 4 boards for this kid. 3 for 5 from the field, 4 for 4 from the line. Very good performance from him. Boswell, again, not the most efficient, but he is starting to get to the line quite a bit. 16 points for him. Big Z with 9 points and 5 boards. Quiet thus far in this second half. Benham Rickhouse. I woke up feeling a Benham Rickhouse game. Now, Nathan Durr says Ben H has done good in rebounds, and that's true. He's got 5 boards in just 15 minutes. But, man, I was feeling like an offensive breakout for him, which I guess he had in the first game, but it just felt that way, and it's yet to come to fruition. So maybe a Benham Rickhouse game would be a big 3 or 2 in the second half. But free throws up and good for Stojakovic to put Illinois back up 4. There's Peja. If I ran into him at State Farm Center, I'd have to get a picture with Peja. That's so cool that he's there. And as Big Toto says, yes, the announcers have let us know plenty. They show him a lot. Okay, so here is Texas Tech back on offense. The 3 is up, and it is good. Kylan doesn't get out there quite quick enough on that shooter whose name I'm not good. I'm not good with opponents' names. But Texas Tech is 13 of 15 from the field this half. Come on, man. All right, here's not Big Z. That's Merkovich. Wagler now over the screen. Merkovich pump fakes, and they call him on a travel. Not a good night for him. Not a good night for him, and he is, God, how many turnovers is that for him? If you count that, all of a sudden you're now 3 turnovers for him. 5 of 13 from the field. Just shoot the damn 3. Though then again, that being said, he's not been effective from there, and he has been more effective at the rim. So, I mean, I appreciate the idea, but all right, here's Toppin with Kylan on him. David Merkovich helps out, but Peja, Andrej Stojakovic gets the steal, and he makes it and one. Are you kidding me? He was the guy that this offseason I was absolutely like, yes. Proven commodity, power 4 level, and probably best days in front of him. This is game 2. Watch this play again as they show the replay. Acrobatic shot. Of course, it's a blocking foul. The guy was moving the whole time. Forced the issue. Knew he was going to draw a foul the way the game is being played. A chance for another 3-point play. Illinois has scored after all 10 Texas Tech turnovers. He misses that free throw. Big Z can't quite get the board. So it is a 3-point Illinois lead. Can he get a stop? I mean, none of this matters if you don't start getting a few stops. JT Toppin, up and in. Is this really going to be the shit we got to watch all fucking night? I'm sorry. Excuse me. Get a stop. How is that the plan? 18 points for Toppin in the second half. Okay, Kylan can try to steal it from him. He gets the foul there. But no one's even behind him. Merkovich is just standing by the rim like, well, I don't know what to do. How is this the plan? 18 points in the second half. 9 for 9 from the field. You are going to lose this game unless you get some stops. Christ. The same shit every year. I'm sorry. Brad Underwood is a very good coach. But, dude, do we have to just watch? I'm getting punched on the right side of the face. Maybe I should put a hand up to block it. No, I'll just keep getting punched in the right side of the face until I literally have no jaw left to speak of. That is the metaphorical equivalent of what happens with Illinois when a player gets hot. And I know he's an All-American, but can we not set the record for how many points he's going to score in an individual game this year? Because he's really good, but right now he's on pace for 40. This is Trace Jackson Davis from 2022. Cut the shit. Get a stop. Unbelievable. This is Brad Underwood bullshit. And I know that is a very general thing to say. But every year, are you not sick of every year, time and time again, a dude, and I know he's an All-American, but a dude single-handedly taking a game over and potentially stealing the victory away from you? I'm sick of it. We've got 3 timeouts left. Thank you for using one. Figure it out. Figure it out. Because if you lose this game and JT Toppin has 40, I don't want to hear anything in the press conference. You have size. Figure it out, Brad. If you want to be a top 15 paid coach, or top 10, whichever he is, please figure it out. God dang, man. I understand the tricky thing with this is sounding like an ungrateful fan. I'm grateful for the overall state of the program, But that doesn't take away from some of the troubling trends that I see from Brad Underwood teams over and over again, which is stud opponent gets theirs and then gets more of theirs and gets more and more and more and more and more of theirs until eventually, it's too much. And you lost by 3 or 4 points. Why? Oh, because JT Toppin had 48. Well, that might be a slight exaggeration. But as I look at this here, JT Toppin has 29 points. And at this rate, with 8 minutes to go in the game, he's probably a safe bet for 36, 37, 38. Now, I forget if Trace Jackson Davis had 40 points back in 2022. And the whole idea was, well, we'll acquiesce some of those, is what we were told. And from Nathan here, Underwood into Murkovich at the beginning of the timeout. That's fine, but you have enough big guys. Just send a cavalcade of big guys. You got fouls to give. Send Jaskis out there and just let him foul for a little bit. You have fouls to give right now. I would much rather have an empty defensive possession where you give up a foul as opposed to an easy 2 for JT Toppin. You have had 12 minutes in this half to figure it out. And yet again, Brad does not do it. And it's not magic wand stuff we're talking about. It's not like we're asking Brad to pull a miracle. It's asking him to be a head coach and figure out maybe a path of a little bit more resistance. Third game, undermanned or not. Your plan today could not have been, and I swear to God, if I hear anything like this, I'm going to lose my mind. Well, we knew that JT was going to get his. 20 points is fine. Mid-30s is not. Enough. I like Brad, and I feel like I need to say this. This is from Bobo. TJD had 35 points that game. Well, now in defense of this Illinois team, they have a little more pizzazz and energy than that Illinois team did that night, where they got run off the court by 20 points to Mike Woodson's Indiana team. It doesn't have to be this mercurial. I'm just saying. JT Toppin may not score 36 points again this year against Power 4 competition. Why does it have to be against us? Why? Just exhausting. Okay? And now, here's the thing. When it comes to Illinois sports, we get to have these conversations because of the new baseline that was built from Brad Underwood and Brett Bielema. So when I came on here after the fourth quarter of the Washington game for football, I don't get to have that conversation unless Brett Bielema raised the bar. And I'm grateful for that and happy for that I get to look forward to games. I don't get to have this conversation if John Gross is there, or at least not as heated, because John Gross was what he was. He wasn't that great. Brad Underwood is a vast improvement over that. But fine, it's year 9. Stop letting the same things happen to kind of kneecap the potential you do have as a program. And we get an offensive foul. So good defense there from Kylan with 8:09 to go. I understand if it sounds like ranting and raving, but stop losing games that you can win because you let a team do the same thing over and over again. Now, Illinois back on offense with 8 to go. Stojakovic around the free throw line. He wants this. He drives it up and good. Man, Toppin late coming over on that block. So it's a 3-point lead for Illinois. At this point, listen, all it is win the game and move on. And knowing this Illinois team's not at their peak, right? Knowing that they are going to get better because it's only game 3 with a lot of these guys playing together. 3 is no good for Texas Tech, and a good board from Wagler. So win this game, and it would feel great, and we can criticize after a win. Here's Wagler with 7:30 to go. Big possession, but they're all big now. Wagler looking for Murkovich. Here's Boswell, left side of the lane, trying to drive in and maybe draw. He wants a foul. He's foul hunting here, but Wagler gets the pass. He's driving it in, and that's a little bit short. Not the best possession for Illinois. Now, it's funny because Trevor in our text thread, Bart says, I can already hear the cap tipper comment from Underwood in the presser. And Trevor said in the chat thread that me and him and Isaac have, yeah, sometimes you just got to tip your cap. So he's thinking along the same wavelength. And yes, there is a bit of cap tipping. But again, if you just stop 1 or 2 of those shots. Now, they get a hand in there, and this is not Toppin, but on a drive from Texas Tech. So Texas Tech will take it out from under the basket. 8 fouls, on Texas Tech with 6:56 to go, 4 on Illinois. So you got some room to give here. Now, this is Merkovich, and Boswell helps. So I appreciate that they adjusted here, and Illinois is going to get a jump ball and get the ball. Okay, so we see Boswell playing defense, and we've seen that for about 5 or 6 minutes now. Okay. And maybe it is, in fact, as has been said here from Nathan, that Merkovich got laid into during a timeout because he wasn't getting over quick enough on Toppin. Okay. So that's Brad Underwood making a call, and it takes longer for the player to adjust. Okay, well, that's fine. Tip of the cap, if you will, for the schematic change. But again, that was already 12 minutes into the half. Now we have 6:35 to go, and Illinois with a 3-point lead can win this game. They were leading this game late, despite this crazy run by Texas Tech in the half. And a block, and it will stay with Illinois with 6:30 to go. Stojakovic, very confident out there, but this time he does not. Who's that block on? Great defense. He had made the last one going from his left, and I guess that was Toppin on the block. So here we go. Stojakovic again. He's trying to drive it in on Toppin. Oh, man. Holy crap, man. I don't know how he didn't draw the foul on that. Stojakovic is something tonight. He looks so good. From Bart Miller, Texas Tech adjusted to the threes after halftime. I just wish these adjustments by Crocker on defense would have been put into place sooner. And we will find out. I would hope that if that was an adjustment, oh, God, 3 from Texas Tech. Wide open, but no good, and a board. Oh, my goodness. Phew. Stojakovic. 5-point Illinois lead with 5:55 to go. Goes over the pick. Now he's got the ball, 20 seconds left on the shot clock. He's trying to drive it in on Toppin. Kicks it back out to Humrickhouse. Here's Boswell. Gets the pick. Humrickhouse will be open for 3. Be there. Got to be there. Oh, my God. Make it. Oh. I said it'd be a Ben Humrickhouse game. I blew it for him. 5:30 to go. 70-65, Illinois on defense. Toppin. Great defense there. You will give him that shot. Turn around, left-hand hook from 12 feet, please. Maybe he's lefty, I forget. 5:15 to go. 20 on the shot clock. Here's Merkovich finding Boswell. And 1. There we frickin' go. Yes. Sorry for getting so blue with the language on occasion. I dropped an F-bomb earlier. A couple S's. I did change. This is no longer a non-explicit podcast. But in the world that we're living in now, when the most powerful people in the world can say whatever they want, I'm okay to say a couple bad words watching a basketball game. Big response. Okay. Watching this again, Merkovich with a tremendous pass. Boswell, great awareness of where he's at by the rim. And this means the next foul will be double bonus for Illinois. So he'll go for an and 1. Orange, eggs, and ham, you're sweet. Don't apologize is what we need. The cursing or the ranting? Okay, so Bobo 8-0 run here, and Illinois an opportunity to go back up by 8, excuse me. So 72-65 with 5:10 to go. What a tale of two halves. So you have offense just looking smooth because of the 3-point shots. What I said during the game against Florida Gulf Coast, why I felt optimistic about this team's chances on offense compared to last year, where if you weren't making threes, it was just over, was their ability to get to the rim and their ability to draw fouls. We're seeing that come to fruition again tonight. Now, all this frustration in the second half, it wasn't really to do with the offense. And there were some slumps and there were some stodgy looking possessions. But it was really the defense for allowing one guy, and of course that one guy, to do what he did to all of a sudden bring this back to, oh man, Texas Tech took the lead a couple times. So when I look at this offense, I understand we've seen there before, oh, well, you know, there's not a lot of assists tonight. I think 4 or 5 maybe for Illinois after that last one there. Okay. Is that true, really? 5 assists for Illinois on the night. And you would look at that and say, well, that's terrible. And I would understand that. Though what kind of surprises me with all those threes made, those were they all one-on-one threes or just like step back? I don't know. Boswell from the line, up, no good. And I thought it went out of bounds, but it did not. So, man, if you miss free throws, you should be up maybe 10. This is the lineup for Illinois, probably will be the rest of the night. Boswell, Stojakovic, Merkovich, Wagler, Humrickhouse. Comes over the screen here. Illinois recovers pretty quickly. We got Stojakovic on Toppin. Humrickhouse helping out. We got a good rotation from Texas Tech, but Illinois recovers pretty well. Toppin up and good. It's a 5-point lead. I've seen worse defensive possessions. At least that took them all of 25 seconds to finally find Toppin. 31 points on 15 of 23 shooting. He was 5 for 11 at half. Can't do the math at the moment, but that's a pretty darn amazing second half for him. Here's Stojakovic, 4:25 to go. From the free throw line, up and good. Yeah, that's an NBA looking shot right there. That dude has been in control all night. He's got 21 points on 10 of 14 shooting, his second game of the year. This is your lineup for the rest of the game. Good help from Boswell to force the issue out of Toppin's hands. The three from Texas Tech is up. It is no good. It'll be off the backboard, and Illinois will get the ball with 4:03 to go. Okay. I ranted with anger. But on the other side of the token here, adjustment was made. It didn't work at first because apparently maybe Merkovich wasn't getting over as quickly. Okay, Bradley's into him. Great. Well, you're seeing now a very swarming double on top, and if he gets the ball and they can get it out of his hands. Hey, adjustments. Okay, great. I can take that. That's real-time reaction, baby. Brad Underwood, good adjustment. Cam Crocker, if you want to give him credit. Thank you. Again, I like the guy. He's a really good coach. Here's Stojakovic. Oh, boy. Come on, baby. Ah, man. Almost got it, but Toppin. Good final move defensively. Okay, we got Merkovich. Pump fakes the three. He's driving. I thought he almost traveled. He did not, fortunately. Wagler with 10 on the shot clock. Time to go. Wagler looking to draw the foul. He does not get it, and it will go off of Illinois and no over the back, which I was hoping for that. But 7-point Illinois lead with 3:38 to go. Oh, boy. Hold on to your butts. It's been an entertaining game. That is for sure. All right. K. Andrew, that rant was warranted, but maybe cool down the bleeping profanity. I'm saying bleeping because I'm cooled down, K. Andrew. Before we get to this last 4-minute segment, got to remind you, of course, that our sponsors, best way to support us, all of you out in YouTube, Twitter, Facebook land, is to support our sponsors. Hamilton Walker's downtown Champaign, steak, seafood, and spirits, date night, informal, formal dinner, whichever it may be, pre or post game meal. So maybe if Illinois, after they beat Maryland on Saturday, 2:30 kick, you jet on over there after you clean up the tailgate for a delicious steak dinner. Can't recommend it enough. Appreciate them and their sponsorship. Also, State Farm agent Brian Hansen, online at brianismyguy.com for life, auto, home, business, renters, you name it. brianismyguy.com. I know he's watching the game tonight. Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing, your home's best friend. Give them a call at 217-841-4728. Join their maintenance program. No overtime or weekend fees and guaranteed same-day service with Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing. And finally, Owen Builders, LLC, for your next home improvement project. Check out a gallery of their work online at owenbuildersllc.com. All right, we got over 300 people in there this evening. Hello, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Reminder, just like, follow, subscribe, wherever you happen to be watching, and light up the chat thread with whatever you may be thinking of this game as Illinois enters the last 3 minutes and 50 seconds? 3:23. Good God, that's it? Illinois is up 7. It'll be Texas Tech ball. I could say get a stop, but I'd be saying that every possession. You get down to it. I mean, listen, this is why basketball's so fun. And by the way, a fairly efficient game. Tip off at 8:45. Michigan Wake Forest goes for overtime. It lasted 2 hours and 40 minutes for a college basketball game. Ridiculous. But FS2 carried the start of this. And this has been a fairly quick game. High level, sloppy at times for sure, but entertaining for sure. And what a matchup between two top 15 teams would look like. Illinois is a top 15 quality team. There's no doubt in my mind about that. The metrics like them. The eye test tells you that. There is a lot of things to be excited about with this team. This is a win you want to get because it will stick with you. It will stick with you all the way through March. And it could be the difference in a seed line. So these early games, they don't hurt, but they can help. So close it out and get the help that can really boost your chances of making a second weekend or beyond. 74-67. We got 3:34 to go. So I was wrong about the time on my score app here, but 3:30 now. Texas Tech with the ball. Here's Toppin. Good help. And they don't call a foul, but a three-pointer for Texas Tech is no good. And Illinois does a great job forcing the ball out of Toppin's hands again. Better late than never. Adjustment made. Appreciate that from Underwood and the staff. Here's Stojakovic, but he gives it up. Toppin with a great defensive play. Okay, well, now Illinois is going to have to get it back. Stojakovic follows the guard off of the pick. Toppin passes it over to the right side of the perimeter. We got 3 minutes to go in this game, and Illinois with a 7-point lead. Texas Tech, half-court possession, 12 on the shot clock. 4 trying to, oh man, Merkovich almost gets the steal. The three-pointer is up, and it is no good for Texas Tech. A board for, they're going to say out of bounds on Kylan Boswell with 20 seconds now on the shot clock again for Texas Tech. Cannot corral. Big Toto, I was thinking the same thing. How is that not over the back? I don't know. Yeah, I will say they're kind of letting that go, but they are going to maybe review who that was off of. Brad Underwood has a challenge left. Got challenges in college basketball. Probably worth it because you got the 2-minute coming up where they would review it anyway. Okay, guys, it's 9:41. There's 2 minutes and 48 seconds left in this game. Over under, do we get out of here by 10 p.m.? So let's check the replay. I didn't see anything live, but it was pretty bang. So we'll see if maybe Texas Tech was the last one to touch it. I don't know if you get that overturned. That's tough. What do you guys think in the chat thread? You think off of Toppin? Maybe check it one more time here. His hand gets up there. It's just hard to say. I don't know. I just gut reaction as I look at that. I don't see anything for sure. I think it's off Boswell. His hand kind of follows it. His reaction afterwards doesn't help either. I don't think you can overturn that. I mean, there is a finger there away from Toppin that does kind of get caught up in that last angle that I saw. Is that enough? I don't know. Worth a challenge, though. Again, you got the 2 minutes coming up, at which point they will review anything. So that's what Brad had to do. And that was a smart usage of that. So the one from under the basket looks like Boswell. And because that was the call on the court, if it's like the NFL or college football, but then you see this right here. There's one finger, guys, that comes out from under Toppin. Like it flicks from under the basketball. So I think it's staying with Texas Tech, right? Yeah, okay. Worth the shot. Good use of the challenge, and they're out of them, but with 2 minutes to go coming up, it should not matter as long as nothing crazy happens in the next 48 seconds. So inbounds play here. Texas Tech, 2:45 to go. I'd say get a stop, but I'd be saying that the rest of the game. 7-point Illinois lead. 10 on the shot clock. 2:40 to go. Over the top of the screen. Here is Toppin, and then I don't really, Okay, I mean, it took him a long time to get 2 points, and I guess he can just trade buckets here or get to the line, but Toppin with 33 on 16 of 24, 9 boards. Here's Stojakovic, top of the key. Going to try to draw a foul, I would assume. And easy. Back to a 7-point lead. He is it's like it's in slow motion for him out there. That's exciting, guys. He's good. We knew it coming in, but for this in game 2, after the ankle injury, pretty impressive. Okay, so Texas Tech with the ball, easy take. Glad there was no foul, but you gotta have more resistance than that. Toppin again. Jesus Christ. I wonder who's going to shoot it for them. Who could it be? It's a 5-point game. Toppin himself could score another 8 before this game is over. So you've got to get a bucket here and get another stop if you want to start feeling good. So here's Wagler looking for Stojakovic. Looking for a three, no. He's driving it instead. He gets Toppin up, but he misses the shot. So there's a minute 30 to go. And a steal. Stojakovic gets his hand in there. Take your time. Illinois with a minute 25 to go and the ball and a chance to get to the line or something like that. Man, get this W, boys. 1:15 to go. Now 10 on the shot clock. Merkovich finds some Rickhouse. Here's Wagler. 5 on the shot clock. You just got to put one up or at least draw a foul. The 3 from Wagler is up. It is no good. Boswell tries to tip it back out, but does not get it far enough to Illinois. And now Texas Tech on a break, but Illinois does a decent job stopping the ball. Boswell gets up on the guard. They're looking for Toppin. The shot is no good, but the rebound is because you don't block out. And Toppin didn't even make the putback, but he put it up there for someone else to make the putback. It is a 3-point Illinois lead with 50 seconds to go. Watching this replay here. So Boswell gets a little, not enough of a body on Toppin, who just, Jesus, guys. Merkovich in no man's land. Ugh. All right, well, it's your ball with 3-point lead. Now, Texas Tech is going to play out this possession. Illinois is going to be looking for a foul. It's going to be Stojakovic. You would think. I think what you need to do is, God, how do you use that against Texas Tech? If you know that they're going to be keying on Andrej Stojakovic, your guy, and all they need is one stop, and they just got to go down and get a 3. They're going to play this out. That would leave 20 seconds on the clock. Can you set up anything where Stojakovic driving, and then maybe Texas Tech decides that they're going to help late or something, and then he can give an easy little dunk off to Merkovich or something? Because I would imagine this late in the game, you would see Texas Tech be a little bit more aggressive and not letting Stojakovic be the guy to get the shot. All right, well, here we go. 50 seconds to go. Illinois ball. The clock is running. You get a bucket. You feel great. All right, 20 on the shot clock. Boswell driving, taking it back out. Stojakovic kind of camped out at the free throw line. 15 on the shot clock. 35 to go. Illinois will be, we got 3 guys down by the baseline. Here's the pick left from Stojakovic. Boswell with the take, up and good. Beautifully done, Boswell. Great pace, great use of his body there. All right, Texas Tech with 22 to go. We're going to look for a quick bucket. And they get the 2 with 18.4 to go. But now they got a foul. And Illinois will get 2 shots with 15.9 to go, and Boswell going to the line. Boy. So, you're 5 right now. Big Z's not out there. Almost like a lack of trustworthiness. He got the microwave Big Z in the first half, but pretty ineffective here in the second, and did not play very much. You've not gotten a good game, I don't think, from David Merkovich. There was the great pass to Boswell on the and 1, but not a great game for him. And he is a freshman still. Good as he has been, and good as I think he's going to be for the rest of the year. Okay, a few growing pains, and yet he still gave you something in the box score. All right, here is Boswell. 78-75. You at least got to get 1 here. And it is double bonus. All right. Bart Miller's comment here worries me. The first one is up. It's good. There we go. 79-75. Let's take a 5-point lead. Illinois 14 for 20 from the line. So that's 70%. Up and good for Kylan. 9 for 12 from the line tonight. Illinois just needs to get a stop and wrap this baby up. Texas Tech looking for a quick 2. No, hey, they have fouls to give. Smart. Brad, love it, baby. Great coaching. Great coaching. Foul to give. Make him take it back out. 12.5 to go. And what is this here? What are we doing this? Is that Boswell's? What the hell is this? For flagrant? Are you shitting me? Play under review for flagrant? Watching this here. Oh, Christ. That ain't flagrant. Come on. He hugged him. I mean, are you serious? We're reviewing this for flagrant? That was quick. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that. Do they do a flop now? Do you get a flop warning after that? That was anything but a flagrant. So that's okay. More time to drop the defense. Brad Underwood drawing something up here. Again, appreciate the fact that it's a flagrant 1 on Boswell. Are you shitting me? Are you shitting me? It's a hug. Just because he's got muscles, this Watts guy falls down, we call it a flagrant 1. Absolute bullshit. Absolute unadulterated bullshit. He did the right thing with a foul to give. That's just unbelievable. I guess the ball don't lie because he made the first. And if he makes this, he'll have a chance to tie. Absolute bullshit. That's ridiculous. That is unbelievable. I got nothing to say. What do you want from him? What do you want from him? Well, Texas Tech ball, 12.5 to go. We'll be looking for a 3 to tie this thing up. The 3 is up. It is blocked. Let's fucking go. Wagler gets fouled. I guess the ball don't lie there. Absolute bullshit, refs. Wrap this thing up. Are you kidding me? What a block. Stojakovic gets the block. What a stud. All right. You get a free throw here. Wrap this baby up. You got 2 chances to wrap this baby up here. Yeah, from Wesley. Ultimate potential screw job there. I'd say so. Sorry for all the radio silence. I know that's not really great podcasting, but that is unbelievable that they would have called that a flagrant 1. Wagler makes the first. Stone cold freshman. Make the second one for good measure, kid. Send these bozos home. Timeout from Texas Tech. State Farm crowd going nuts. Good for them. Man, oh man. This is some gritty stuff from this Illinois team. When you factor in unstoppable JT Toppin, Illinois does make an adjustment, maybe a little bit too late, but they did make an adjustment and got them a few stops that they needed. You are undermanned. You don't have potentially your best player, but man, the way Stojakovic played tonight. But then again, I mean, here's the thing. The way that Boswell finished. Potential screw job there. How do you call that a flagrant 1? What is wrong with you? Calling that a flagrant 1. You freaking bozos. And it took them 5 seconds? If refs don't want us to say they suck, stop sucking. Stop sucking if you don't want us to say that you're terrible at your jobs. And I thought they'd called a good game tonight. But don't blow it with an absolutely asinine call that even Texas Tech fans would have said, huh? Okay. There's not a single Texas Tech fan that would have watched that and said, oh, I can't believe he fouled that hard. Give him the flagrant 1. What is wrong with these dummies? I tried very hard to censor myself there. What is wrong with them? Absolute nincompoops. That's absolutely a joke, as Big Tota says. And then Stojakovic gets the block. You know what? If that led to the big block to wrap this baby up, so be it. So freaking be it. Wagler at the line to go up 5 with 6.8 to go. Does not make it, but it's a 2-possession game. Do not foul, do not foul, do not foul. Plenty of time goes off the clock. Illinois will win this game by 4. Game over. Big win for Illinois. Stojakovic bringing his guys together. This is interesting. What does Stojakovic do in the middle of the court here? That's being a leader, it looks like, man. Big win, Illinois. Big freaking win. Gritty, awesome win. Some tenuous moments in the second half against a Texas Tech team that could win the Big 12. That is a win you put in your back pocket and you keep with you until March. And so needed. They get the home win, non-conference home win that Brad Underwood has found elusive thus far. It was not a perfect game for him, but you know what? He made adjustments. And yeah, I was frustrated. And I don't take back anything I said because JT Toppin still finished with 35. You don't need to have that. 24 in the second half. But Andrej Stojakovic, monster game. Kylan Boswell came through when he needed him. Keaton Wagler, steady freshman. You're starting shooting guard for the rest of the year. What a find. What an evaluation by Underwood and the staff. Easy to root for team. I know it's early, but here's the key difference between this year and last year. Last year at their peak, when offensively everything was clicking, you could say, damn, guys, the ceiling's really high. But did we ever really say they were tough? I don't know. They were pretty. They were pretty to look at, but they weren't necessarily tough. To get a win like this early in the year is massive. And I don't want to say season defining because there's literally 27 regular season games upcoming. But something that you can carry with you and try to build a culture. I know this is a group of guys who have 1 year together for the most part, with a few guys that can come back. I'm very, very interested to see why Stojakovic grouped the guys up at half court at the end of that game. And I would imagine it was to say something that a veteran would say. For him to come out and have a performance like that, off the bench, no more off the bench, I'm assuming. Sorry, Jake Davis. And then say, all right, guys, bring it in. Before we shake hands, I got to tell you something. I would love to hear what he said, and maybe we'll find out in the press conference. But this being a second half pod, we won't be around that long to find out what that was. But big win, Illinois. Freaking awesome. For the 348 people in there, I hope you guys had a great time watching this game, and hopefully my commentary, as profane as it got. And listen, I'm sorry. I'm 38, and I don't really care anymore. I'm throwing my hands up and saying if I'm feeling it, I'm going to say it. I try to pepper it in very sparingly, but when it's called for, whether it be the 35 from Toppin or the the flagrant one, it is just, I will stop calling you incompetent officials when you stop being incompetent. And I don't do, you guys that listen and watch me know that I do not go in on officials that much. I really don't, because it's what it is. You got no control over it. But that's unbelievably bad. And it didn't matter. Why? Because you toughed it out, and Peja, Andre got the big block at the end, and you seal the deal. Hell yeah. That is a win that's going to feel even better tomorrow morning, as good as it feels right now. So kudos to Brad Underwood, adjusting in a way that we haven't seen before, and maybe going to be quicker to adjust as we go forward. Making that Boswell, kind of fronting Toppin, and then quick help from Merkovich or somebody else to force the ball out of his hands. That saved you a couple possessions, and you needed those possessions. Kudos to the team for just sticking that out. You had a 13-point lead. You won by 4. Okay, well, I know it was a better second half for Texas Tech, but you weathered that storm. And as a team with all these new pieces, that is invaluable. From Bobo, Illinois out-rebounded Texas Tech 34-31. Tech only shot 4 free throws. Should have been 2 if not for the BS flagrant one. Thank you, Bobo. This game is a 5, 6, 7-point win without the flagrant one. So you know what, Illinois? Actually, all things considered, you had a pretty good second half. You did. Push came to shove. An All-American had his game. It took you longer to adjust than you needed to, but you did adjust. And then you made the plays on the offensive end. For a team that has not played many games together, there's a pretty good amount of chemistry that we're seeing. If it is possible to feel a lot better after a second half when a dude scored 24 on you and the officials made that call, then that's exactly what we just had. So kudos to everybody in that locker room, coaches, players. You nailed it. It was not pretty at times, but what that can do for a team learning about each other and figuring things out, I would imagine goes a long way. Because last year's team had a few big wins, but I don't know if we ever had that. God, that was a gritty win. I mean, they held on against Missouri. Okay, that was cool. I don't know. A lot of the wins that we looked back on last year were the 20-point wins at Indiana, at Oregon, when everything clicked offensively. But when push came to shove, if it was a close game, you didn't feel great about that team's chances. They just knocked that one out after 2 blowouts against bad teams. They'll get one against Colgate again. And then Wednesday night, go up to the United Center, feeling confident that they can take on a top 15 caliber team and beat them, even if things don't go great. And given their schedule ahead, that is invaluable. And what do you know, Bobo? Vegas knows. Illinois covers the 3.5. 400 people out there watching. Now, this is not a post-game show, but I think you can always scan back and watch the reaction, especially the last 5 minutes or so. We're going to be back Sunday after Illinois plays Maryland in football. So we're in that time of year where we're kind of vaulting between football and basketball. And then next Wednesday, of course, we have the Alabama game. So no podcast Friday for the Colgate game. Just kind of, hey, enjoy it, watch it on, I think, Big Ten Network Plus, I think is what has it. But man, freaking awesome win, Illinois. And I said freaking because I've maxed my quota of bad words. But I only, hey, in fairness, I only said the F word once. The S word, a little more liberal usage with that. But that would still get me a PG-13 rating. I'm just saying that the quota, I believe, if the movie rating system is 2 F words, gets you an R. I didn't exceed that. Last one here from C-Friend Tweet. We get to care about both. How great is that? Plus women's soccer in the tournament. Yes. Great rebound for them. I mean, amazing job by their new coach. But yes, we get to care about both football and basketball. So that's pretty cool. But what a win, Illinois. Hell yeah. All right, so last one here from Bobo. Big Ten Network Plus for the Colgate game, which my subscription to that will be lapsing the day after. So it's perfect. And then Alabama game on FS1 next Wednesday, which will be here for the second half. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. Appreciate it. And as we wrap up, just a reminder, Hamilton Walkers in downtown Champaign, State Farm agent Brian Hansen, Dogtown Heating, Air and Plumbing, Owen Builders, LLC. Best way to support us is support our sponsors. And before you guys sign out, all those watching across our different feeds, like, subscribe, follow, whatever it may be. I appreciate you. Thank you guys for tuning in. That was fun tonight. Invigorating, anxiety-inducing for sure. Time to take a breather. And Illinois is 3-0 with a big quality win. Hell yeah. All right, everybody. Have a great rest of your evening, and we will talk to you Sunday to recap the Illinois-Maryland football game. Until then, have a great rest of your week and a great weekend. It is the 200 level.